Okay, so welcome back to the online class. Interrupts in 8051 microcontroller. Okay. The previous classes we have discussed about timers, counters, and programming of timers counter using assembly language as well as C language, and the demonstration given with the help of Keel software also. Okay, and then serial communication, particularly mode one. We have written the program using mode one communication method only with the help of timer one. Okay, so this theory part, programming part, both available for the lab also. Okay, this programming part available in your theory as well as lab also. So parallelly we are doing that. Your lab experiment also covered and theory part also covered, so that you can understand easily. The last topic is interrupts in 8051 microcontroller. Okay, and already unit 1 in 8085 microprocessor, we discussed what is the meaning of interrupts, how the 8085 microprocessor handle the interrupts and all. Now we will discuss interrupts in 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So what do you mean by interrupt first? A single microcontroller can serve several devices, right? More than one devices may be connected with the microcontroller in the real-time application. So whenever any device need the controller service, it send the interrupt signal to the microcontroller. Okay. So once the microcontroller received the interrupt signal from IO devices, then it start executing some particular a fixed program that is called as interrupt service routine. For each and every interrupt, there is a fixed address location. Okay. So once the interrupt service routine is completed, then it start executing the normal operation. Say for example, the controller executing some main program. While executing instruction 3, the microcontroller receive the interrupt from the external device. So it complete the instruction 3 first and then save the address information of instruction 4 in the stack memory. Then it start executing interrupt service routine corresponding to the interrupt, requested interrupt. Once all the instructions are completed in the interrupt service routine, then we have to put here return from interrupt. Okay, this is only one instruction available, return interrupt. Then the controller fetch the next instruction address details from the stack memory, then start executing the normal operation, sequential operation. So this is what happening whenever the interrupts is occurs. In the pin diagrams, you look at the pin number 9. This reset is also considered as one of the interrupt in 8051 microcontroller. And INT0, pin number 12, pin number 13, that is this two pin. External interrupt 0, external interrupt 1. So it is active low signal. Active low signal represents to enable this particular interrupt, it should be low. Active low for minimum 4 clock pulse. Sorry, 4 internal clock pulse. Active low signal. INT0, INT1, two external interrupt. So apart from external interrupt, so what are the other interrupt exist in the 8051 microcontroller? Two external interrupt and three internal interrupt. What are those three internal interrupt? Already we studied in timer counter. Timer overflow flag bit. TF0, TF1. Okay. And then for serial communication, whenever a byte of information transmitted successfully, transmit interrupt flag bit. Do you remember that? In timer counter, timer overflow flag. TF0, TF1. For timer 0, timer 1. For serial communication, transmit interrupt, receive interrupt. So whenever the byte of information transmitted successfully, the transmit interrupt will be enabled. Whenever a byte of information received successfully, then receive interrupt will be enabled. Okay. So timer 0, timer 1, these two consider as a interrupt. Total 3 internal interrupt. These two supporting for timer counter, this one supporting for serial communication. So apart from these 3 internal interrupt, 2 external interrupt. Total 5 interrupt plus reset. If we consider reset, then total 6 types of interrupts available in 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So I told you whenever the interrupt occurs, the interrupt service routine will be executed by the processor. Each and every interrupt has a fixed memory location. Say for example, when INT0 external interrupt occurs, then processor start executing the instruction which is available from 0003 location onwards. Whenever timer 0 overflow interrupt occurs, by default execution of interrupt service routine is 000B. 00003 is nothing but whenever the INT0 executed, this instruction is 0003. 0003. Starting instruction address location. Simple example for INT0. Similarly, timer 0 overflow flag interrupt, this is a fixed address. External interrupt 10013, timer 1 overflow flag interrupt 001B is the default address location. Whenever serial port interrupt, whether receive interrupt or transmit interrupt, this considered as a single interrupt only. Default location is 0023H. So that's why I mentioned OR gate, RI or TI for serial port interrupt. Okay, sorry, clear? Total 5, 2 external, 3 internal. If we consider reset, then total 6 number of interrupts available in 8051 microcontroller. So what happens whenever the interrupt occurs? When the interrupt occurs, the interrupt flag bit will be set, whether it is timer flag bit or serial communication flag bit or external interrupt flag bit. Please remember, whenever the interrupt occurs, the corresponding interrupt flag bit is set to 1. It indicates interrupt occurs. Once the processor starts service for the particular interrupt, it makes the particular interrupt flag bit as 0 during servicing of the particular interrupt. Right? Once all the instructions are executed which is available in the interrupt service routine, then it will come back to the normal position. Please remember this. Interrupt occurs, the corresponding flag bit will be set. When the processor start servicing for the particular interrupt, then the particular flag bit is 0. Okay. In general, I have written the flag bit. So we know timer overflow flag bit, timer 1 overflow flag bit. Similarly, external interrupt 0 flag bit is available. External interrupt 1 flag bit is available. For serial port communication, the corresponding flag bit is available. Okay. So this is similar to, say for example, you are in some conversation, you are doing chatting with your friends. Okay. Let us assume this is your main program. Immediately, if you receive a call, okay, based on the priority, you will attend that particular call. So once you complete your conversation with another person, then you have started resuming your chat again. Okay. Same mechanism happening in the microcontrollers. During the program execution, during some other program execution, if any interrupt occurs, the processor stop or complete the current execution of the instruction, then it starts servicing for the interrupt request by executing the set of codes available in a fixed memory location. That set of instruction called as interrupt service routine or interrupt handler. Okay. So whenever the processor starts servicing the interrupt, it stores the next immediate address location in the stack memory. Once the processor complete the interrupt service routine, then whatever the information be stored in the program counter, that will be reloaded again to the whatever stored in the stack memory, that will be reloaded into our program counter and start executing remaining instructions. Okay. When interrupt occurs, next instruction address saved in the stack memory, program counter loaded with the starting address of your interrupt location. Once it is completed, then this information retrieved again and start executing the normal function. So this is the interrupt mechanism. Right. So we studied already TCON register, timer counter control register. Okay. So do you remember that timer counter control register? And one more register we studied, serial port control register, because there the interrupt flag is available. Okay, we studied 3 internal interrupt, 2 external interrupt. No. So what are those 3 internal interrupts? Timer 0 overflow flag, timer 1 overflow flag bit, right? Transmit enable interrupt, receive enable interrupt. Okay. So these two are considered separately, because timer 1 separate, timer 0 separate. So 1 plus 1 2, this one 3. These two are combined together, considered a single interrupt. So 3 internal interrupt. Okay. So when this overflow flag will set, whenever the timer reaches the maximum count. Suppose 8-bit timer, meaning if it is reaches FF, on applying the next clock pulse, this TF0 will be 1 for timer 0. Similarly for timer. Okay. Next, external interrupt. Whenever a byte of information transmitted, this will be set. Whenever a byte of information received successfully, this flag bit will be set. Similarly, whenever the external input INT 0, if external interrupt occurs through this particular pin INT 0, then this external interrupt flag bit will be set. So whenever the interrupt occurs through this INT 1 pin, then this external interrupt 1 flag bit will be set. Okay. For each and every interrupt, there is a flag bit. That's what I told here. In general, whenever the interrupt occurs, the corresponding flag bit will be set. Once the processor starts servicing for that requested interrupt, then automatically the flag bit will be cleared 0. In most of the cases, for serial port communication, we have to reset this particular flag bit manually. Right? So timer 0 overflow flag bit, timer 1 overflow flag bit, external interrupt 0 flag bit, external interrupt 1 flag bit, transmit interrupt flag bit, receive interrupt flag bit. Okay. Next, here two more concept is there. One important thing, that is interrupt type control bit. IT0 meaning interrupt type control bit for INT0. IT1 meaning interrupt type control bit for INT1. Okay. In reset, once you reset your microcontroller, by default, these interrupts are level triggered only. Okay. Particularly low level trigger. Particularly low level trigger. Please remember this, low level trigger in ordinary condition. This is by default. Okay. Suppose if we make this IT0 equal to 1, interrupt type control interrupt type control 0 equal to 1, then the interrupt is recognized whenever at this particular 3.2 pin goes the negative transition. Edge triggering, particularly negative edge trigger. Please remember this. In normal cases, INT0, INT1, both are level triggering, particularly low level triggering. Low level triggering meaning when zero state, minimum 4 clock pulses, minimum 4 machine cycle, particularly, sorry, minimum 4 machine cycles. So one machine cycle 1.085 microsecond. So 4 times of 1.085 microsecond. Minimum this much of time needed. If the corresponding INT0 or INT pin is maintaining zero state, minimum of 4 into 1.085 microsecond clock pulses, then this interrupt will be recognized. This is in normal condition. Or by programming this IT0, IT1, that is if IT0 equal to 1 or IT1 equal to 1, now it is assumed as edge trigger, particularly negative edge trigger. Okay. It's very important. Please remember. For negative edge trigger, no matter. This is on time. This is off time. So whenever it goes 1 to 0 transition, whenever it goes 1 to 0 transition, the interrupt will be recognized. Okay. To external interrupt, INT0, INT1. In normal condition, or usually it is low level triggering. The condition is usually this pin is high. Whenever interrupt occurs, that bring that particular pin to 0 for minimum 4 clock period. Okay. Minimum 4 clock pulse. That is correct actually. So minimum 4 clock pulses. So minimum of 4 into 1.085 microsecond, then it is considered as interrupt occurs. Right? If we want to make it as edge triggering, then IT0 should be 1 for INT0. IT1 should be 1 for INT1. Okay. So this is the overview of interrupt structure of 8051 microcontroller. Next. So we discussed many special function registers, that is T-mode, T-con, S-con. Okay. Similarly, for interrupt handling, there are two important special function register available. One is interrupt enable register, IE. Another one is interrupt priority register, IP. Okay. Interrupt enable register, interrupt priority register. Now we know 5 types of interrupts available. 3 internal interrupt, 2 external interrupt. What are those interrupt? Internal interrupt, timer 0 overflow flag, timer 1 overflow interrupt, and serial communication interrupt. 3 internal. What are 2 external? INT0 active low signal, INT1 active low signal. Okay. So to enable all the interrupts of 8051 microcontroller, this pin must be high. If this pin is high, all the interrupts are enabled. Okay. If this particular pin is 0, it disable all the interrupts mechanism available in the 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So EA enable or disable for entire interrupt. That is the purpose of this D7th pin. Okay. So apart from this, individually you can enable disable of the corresponding interrupt. This is the bit position for external interrupt, INT0. This is INT1. Timer 0, timer 1. Serial communication port, serial port communication interrupt. So this bit we are not using. This is for 8052 microcontroller. Okay. The D7 pin is 0. It indicates disabling all the interrupt. If D7 pin is high, it enable all the interrupt. Okay. You can enable all the interrupt by manually you can disable a particular interrupt. Right? It's a D0, D1, D2, D3, D4. If this corresponding bit is 0, meaning that particular interrupt is disabled. If the corresponding bit is 1, meaning that particular interrupt is enabled. Okay, the programmer can enable or disable all the interrupt, but one control for completely enable and one control for completely disable. So this is special function register, interrupt enable register. This bit addressable. Bit addressable meaning individual bit can be modified by the programmer by using this name IE.7 or IE.6. IE.7 meaning this position. IE.6 reserved purpose. IE.5 and so on. Next one, interrupt priority. So in 8085 microprocessor we studied. Among all the interrupt, what is the priority? Okay. Trap first, RST 7.5, 6.5, 5.5, and INTR request in 8085 microprocessor. Similarly, here 5 interrupt structure available. What is the priority among all these interrupt? On reset. Once the microcontroller reset, what is the priority? The priority like this. INT 0 is the highest priority. And then timer 0 overflow flag interrupt. And then INT 1. And then timer 1 overflow flag interrupt. Finally, serial interrupt. So this is the priority level. By default, all the external interrupts are level triggering, particularly low level triggering. The pin must be held at 0 for minimum of 4 machine cycles. Okay. Programmer can change the type of triggering by writing IT0 or IT1 equal to 1 for negative edge triggering. And second concept, priority. This is the default priority. INT0, timer 0, INT1, timer 1, and then serial. Okay. But the programmer can change the priority level by using this interrupt priority register. Okay. So this PT2 is associated with 8052 microcontroller. So you can enable all the interrupt. At the same time, the programmer may assign the higher priority. Say for example, if PS equal to 1, if you return like this, then the serial interrupt has the highest priority. If this part is 1, remaining all are 0, 0, meaning you are making your serial interrupt is highest priority among all other interrupt. Okay. Similarly, so I want to make a timer 1 interrupt is highest priority. Then make this PT1 equal to 1, remaining all are 0, 0. It indicates timer 1 interrupt is highest priority and so on. Now you may have the question. Suppose if more than one interrupt is set to high. So what is the condition? Say for example, serial PS, serial interrupt highest priority, and timer 1 also I kept highest priority, and the external interrupt also I kept highest priority. Now what is the scenario? What will happen? How the controller will give the priority among this? Serial, timer 1, external interrupt, both are assigned as highest priority. Now check. Serial we given, and then timer 1 we programmed as highest priority, and TX, right? TX meaning TX1. So INT1. INT1. Both all three are given highest priority. Suppose while writing the program, we have written the code in this way. Then how the controller will assign the priority? Now check out this default priority. INT0 is the first. So here nothing is there. Then timer 0, nothing is there. Then next priority, INT1 only. Okay. So this is first priority. Next, TF1, timer 1. And then only serial. Okay. So programmer can assign the priority manually by writing the code. At the same time, if more than one bit is said to be 1, That time controller will follow this default priority order only. Okay. So only two special function register in association with interrupts handling mechanism in 8051 microcontroller. Interrupt enable and interrupt priority. So this is the overall structure of 8051 microcontroller interrupt. INT 0, timer 0 overflow flag, INT 1, timer 1 overflow flag, then serial interrupt. Okay. In nature, it is level triggering. If you make it as IT0 as 1, it is negative edge triggering. Interrupt enable register. And similarly here also. Okay. So in the interrupt enable register, we can select a particular interrupt, or we can globally enable all the interrupt. Globally enable also possible, or individual interrupt enable also possible with the help of interrupt enable register. Okay, once we enabled all the interrupt, then with the help of interrupt priority register, we can assign the priority manually, apart from the default one. So this is the interrupt structure of 8051 microcontroller. I'll complete the rest of the topic, then I'll come to some small programs and how to give them priority. The last one is special function register, power control, that is PCON register, power saving mode. So in serial port programming, we used one formula, 2 power S mod divided by 32. So that S mod bit available in the PCON register only, power control register. It is not a bit addressable. S mode, serial mode. This particular bit is used to speed up the baud rate of serial port communication. If S mode equal to 1, your baud rate will be increasing. So that we discussed in the last class. Next 3 bits are reserved D6, D5, D4. Okay. Next, this D3, D2 general purpose flag bit, and D1, D0. D0 is ideal. When D0 equal to 1, controller will enter into ideal mode. Okay. Next, D1. D1 is power down mode. When D1 equal to 1, that is PD equal to 1, power down mode will be enabled. Okay. S mode is used to set the baud rate of serial port communication. So this is power control register. This is not in interrupt handler, this separate topic it is. PCON register. So what do you mean by ideal mode and power down mode? Let's say for example, so let's assume this is the internal structure of your 8051 microcontroller. There's a crystal oscillator. It generates the clock pulses to synchronize the operation of all the blocks within the CPU, outside the CPU also. Okay. So ideal mode represents ideal mode. When ideal mode is activated, 1 complement 0, 1 input is 0, meaning AND gate output 0. There is no power input for CPU. CPU is not doing any work. CPU in ideal mode, sleep mode, ideal mode. But at the same time, the clock pulses available for all the interrupt serial port timer control. Okay. At any time, if any interrupt occurs, then immediately the CPU starts servicing for the particular interrupt. So this is ideal mode operation of microcontroller. Power down meaning entirely you are shutting down. This is completely cut off. No clock pulses available to any of the blocks for the operation. That is shutdown. It is similar to shut down our computer. So during shutdown or with the help of shutdown mode only, we can save 99% of power. Okay. So this is about power control register. PCON special function register. What are the bits are available and what is the use of each and every bits. So now we come back to the interrupt. Interrupt enable interrupt priority register. So apart from this, to decide whether it is level triggering, edge triggering for the external interrupt, we have two pins: interrupt type control bit, interrupt type control bit 0 for int 0, interrupt type control bit 1 for int 1. Okay, so whenever int 0 interrupt occurs, this particular flag bit will be set. Whenever int 1 interrupt occurs, this particular flag bit will be set. Right? Some small programs to understand this interrupt enable and interrupt priority registers. Example: enable the serial interrupt. Write the program. Enable the serial interrupt. And timer 0 interrupt. Timer 0 interrupt. And external hardware interrupt. External hardware interrupt. Okay, this is the first question. Write instruction to enable serial interrupt, timer 0 interrupt, external hardware interrupt. Okay. So first, we should use the interrupt enable register. To enable all the interrupt, the D7 must be high. Correct? D7 must be high. Next, what are the questions? Enable serial interrupt. Serial interrupt meaning this. So D6, D5, D4. So D4 should be 1. Next, timer 0 interrupt. This is the timer 0, D3. So D3 should be high. Next, external hardware interrupt 1. So this is D2. So D2 equal to 1. EX11. Serial interrupt D4, correct? Next, timer 0 interrupt. Timer 0 interrupt in the questions. So timer 0 interrupt meaning this one, D1. That's the question, no? Serial interrupt, timer 0 interrupt, external hardware interrupt 1. External hardware interrupt 1. So serial interrupt D4 equal to 1. Next, timer 0 interrupt D1. D1 should be 1. Next, external 1 interrupt D2 equal to 1. So what is the instruction for this particular operation? Move interrupt enable register IE comma hash 100 10110 binary, or you can convert into hexadecimal 9. Okay, 01106. So move interrupt enable comma hash 96H. So this is corresponding to we are enabling the serial interrupt, timer 0 interrupt, external interrupt 1. Okay, so understood? Second one, write an instruction to disable timer 0 interrupt. Disable timer 0 interrupt. Can anyone tell what is the instruction? I want to disable timer 0. Please answer me first. Look at this interrupt enabled register. Timer 0 should be disabled. So which bit is related with timer 0? Are you there or not in that line?
8007.
D2
One.
T1. So D1 should be disabled. Okay. So we have so many Boolean operators. Do you remember? Set bit. Set B meaning set the particular bit. Clear bit. Okay. So the instruction is clear, CLR, clear interrupt enable dot one. Okay. We can use the name like this, IE.0, IE.1. This is bit addressable. Every bit can be accessed individually. So clear IE.1. Disable timer 0. So one more example. Show how to disable all the interrupts. Disable all the interrupts. What is the instruction? So I want to disable all the interrupts. Which bit we have to use now?
D7, sir.
D7. One option D7. Other option? Each and every interrupt, even though the EA equal to high, we may disable all the interrupt by writing 0. This is also possible. Okay. When EA 1, but all these interrupt fields are 0, 0, 0, that time also all the interrupts are disabled. So there are two ways. One way, disable each and every bit by writing 0 in the corresponding bit position. Or just write 0 on this D7. There are two ways. Okay. Please remember that. 0 meaning all the interrupts are disabled. 1 meaning all the interrupts are enabled, but individually we can disable. So clear IE 0.7, 70 bits. So you disable all the interrupts. Okay. So other way, move interrupt enabled register, comma 100 10110. I think better. We'll use that only better. You disable all the interrupt. So similarly, we can clear individual interrupt. We can enable individual interrupt. Disable individual interrupt, enable individual interrupt. So using the instruction set bit. Set bit is used to set the corresponding particular bit as 1. Clear bit is used to reset that particular bit. Okay. If it is 0, everything will be disabled. Even though if it is 1, but we can disable the particular interrupt by making as 0. So that is the concept. So priority already I told you. Default priority available. default priority available. So this is a default priority. So apart from this, we may assign some priority for the particular interrupt. If we assign priority for more than one interrupt, then it follows the default priority level only, according to this table. So one example I'll give you how to use this. Example for interrupt priority register. Assign highest priority to INT1. Assign highest priority to INT1. So what we do? Which bit is corresponding to INT1 here? INT1 meaning external interrupt 1. Look at the pin diagram. INT1 represents external interrupt. So how to assign? INT0 is the usually highest priority, but I want to make INT1 as highest priority using interrupt priority register. So can anyone tell me? First, identify which bit position is corresponding to INT1 in the IP register. Please make it fast. What is PX0? Roll number 1. Randomly I'll call. 6. Roll number 6, can you respond?
Yes, sir.
INT1. This interrupt priority register, which bit position is corresponding for INT1? In Shishul, I have to ask. L5, tell me.
Sir, PX1.
PX1 is the bit position to assign highest priority for INT1. Okay. So it should be 1, remaining all are 0. Okay. So how to write? Move interrupt priority register, comma 0, 0. This is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 0, 0 in binary. You may convert into hexadecimal. 0, 4 hexadecimal. Okay. This way we can assign highest priority for INT1. Suppose if you assign INT0, INT1, TF1. Second example. Suppose if you are assigning the priority bit for INT0, next INT1, next TF0 activated at the same time. Now what will happen? In the interrupt priority register, INT0, that is external interrupt 0. PX0 is particular field for assigning priority for INT0. INT1, PX1 is a particular bit for INT1 interrupt. TF0, timer 0 overflow flag. Right? So PT0 is the timer 0 overflow flag. This bit we are not using. that is for 8052 microcontroller only. External interrupt 0, timer 0, external interrupt 1, timer 1, serial interrupters. Now, if we program the IP interrupt priority register in this way, so what will happen? INT0, INT1, TF0. Now look at this default priority. INT0 is the highest priority. So INT0 assigned as highest priority. After that, TF0. So second priority for TF0. This is first priority. Second is TF0. And third priority is only INT1. Okay. So if only one interrupt is assigned as highest priority, it is considered as highest priority. Then rest of the interrupts are follows in this order. If more than one interrupt assigned as highest priority using this IP register, then it follows, it will check this order. According to this instruction example, this is first priority, second priority, third priority. Remaining two are 4, 5. So what are the interrupts are missing here? INT0, INT1, TF0 covered. Okay. Then this is the priority level. TF1 is the next priority and serial port is the next priority. Rest of the priority follows this default priority order. So that's all about interrupts in 8051 microcontroller. So any doubt you can ask me. In tomorrow class, morning first hour, I think first or second hour, we will discuss the programming using this interrupt, particularly external interrupt. Okay. So whenever the external interrupt occurs, do some work or turn on some LED or turn on some LED or enable the up counting mode or enable the down counting like this. Okay. So programming part we will discuss tomorrow, and parallelly programming for your laboratory session, assembly language program as well as C language program in interrupt.